Priority Health is launching their new My Priority Telehealth PCP plans.
The new plans are geared toward consumers who are looking for health coverage that's virtual first and are comfortable with online providers. So joining us to tell us more is Vice President of Individual Market at Priority Health, Carrie Kincaid. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Carrie, can you talk a little bit about what it means to have virtual first healthcare?
Yeah, so the virtual first health plans are similar to the products that everyone's used to today. They include all the same comprehensive health care that you're used to, but all your interactions with your assigned primary care provider that you'll be matched with as you start the plan will happen in a virtual capacity.
So is there a difference between telehealth and virtual care?
You know, those terms get kind of used interchangeably, but the way the terminology just kind of works is telehealth is the big overall umbrella that describes that type of care. And then a virtual visit is the point that you're actually having the visit with your primary care provider, for example. That's the true visit, that point in time. And then the virtual care is the care that you're actually receiving during that visit and maybe the follow-up care that you're getting afterwards. So sometimes those terms are confused or used interchangeably.
And when you do a virtual first, does it still have that comprehensive coverage? And I know sometimes folks feel like they can't, I guess, get their message across about what's happening to them virtually as opposed to maybe being in the office with the doctor.
It has all the same coverage that the products had before. And actually, throughout the pandemic, we saw this massive change in the way that consumers were receiving their health care. And a lot of consumers tried virtual care for the first time during this period of time. And when they're trying it, they really like it and the convenience of having that interaction from your home. So you get that same interaction and your visits with your PCP are scheduled, but they take place within the home setting. And then if you need to go on for further care from there, you get referred from that PCP visit to maybe a brick and mortar solution if you need additional care. And then obviously, if you have an emergency type situation come up or need emergency care, you would call 911 or head to the nearest ER as usual.
And just real quick, so will they be assigned, their own primary care physician that they'll see each time, or will that vary?
No, they will absolutely be assigned. So they will make a relationship with the PCP, hopefully based on the needs that that member actually has. So they have PCPs that specialize in like pediatric care or maybe even taking care of your own chronic-based conditions. So PCPs that focus maybe on diabetic care or different things. So there's a questionnaire that kind of takes place at the beginning of the relationship and you get matched, hopefully with a PCP that will serve your needs very well. And then when you have a scheduled visit that's taking place with primary care ahead of time, you will always meet with that same PCP provider again and again, and you'll develop that relationship just via virtual video chat. But then much like what can happen today with a normal health plan or a non-video based health plan is if you have kind of an urgent care need, and let's say you spike a fever and you just really need to get in that day, you need care that day. Sometimes you can't go see your brick and mortar based PCP that same day, but you might see one of their partners that has availability. So that might be a scenario where you would see someone different. You might see the first available partner that day via virtual care.